When God places a dangerous anointing on your life, the atmosphere shifts around you even when you don't say a word. You begin to notice things that others can't see, feel things others can't sense, and carry a presence that makes darkness deeply uncomfortable. Being anointed doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it looks like isolation, misunderstanding, spiritual attacks, and divine strength rising inside you when you should have been destroyed. When you're dangerously anointed, you don't just walk into a room, the room adjusts to the power you carry. The first sign you're dangerously anointed is that people misjudge you without knowing you. They sense something powerful in you and feel intimidated by it. Your spirit exposes their insecurities without you even trying. Your presence carries weight, and those unsettled by the light in you may attack you, gossip about you, or try to label you, not because of who you are, but because of the anointing you carry. The chosen are often misunderstood before they're ever celebrated, and the ones God has anointed carry a mark that the world can feel, even if they can't explain it. Another sign is that isolation becomes normal. When God is preparing you for deeper power, He pulls you away from the noise. You start losing interest in certain people, environments, and habits that no longer serve your spiritual assignment. Your spirit outgrows places that your body is still in. When you are dangerously anointed, God protects your environment because He knows your oil cannot be wasted. So He sets you apart, not to punish you, but to preserve the spiritual integrity of what He is doing inside you. You will also notice that spiritual warfare increases. The enemy never fights anything that isn't a threat. If your life has battles that don't match the level you think you're on, it's because heaven knows what you carry and hell does too. You become a target because your destiny is dangerous to darkness. Every attack is a confirmation, not a contradiction, of your calling. You're fought hardest in the seasons that matter most. And if you feel the pressure rising, it's because your anointing is rising too. Another sign is heightened discernment. You begin to see through people without effort. You can sense lies behind smiles, intentions behind actions, and demons behind behaviors. God sharpens your spiritual senses because your assignment requires clarity, accuracy, and wisdom. You suddenly lose tolerance for fake relationships, shallow conversations, and environments that drain your spirit. Your discernment becomes a shield that protects you from people who are not sent by God. Doors start opening for you that you didn't pray for. Opportunities begin to locate you. People come into your life to bless you without knowing why. This is because when you're dangerously anointed, heaven endorses you publicly. God begins to shift things in your favor because your purpose has a divine deadline. Things that were once hard become effortless. God aligns resources, people, and timing with the oil on your life. Another sign is that your presence brings discomfort to those with wrong motives and peace to those who are spiritually sensitive. People might avoid you not because you've done something wrong, but because your spirit exposes their darkness. You'll walk into a room and demons inside people become unsettled. Darkness cannot stand in the presence of someone God has marked with His fire. Your anointing speaks louder than your words. You'll also notice that you have an unexplainable strength. Situations that should have broken you only sharpened you. Things that destroyed others only made you more powerful. You carry a resilience that confuses people. Every time you are pushed down, God lifts you higher. Every setback becomes a setup. Every battle becomes a breakthrough. This supernatural strength is evidence that God's hand is heavily upon you. You develop an uncommon compassion. You feel deeply for others. You intercede without being asked. You carry burdens that are not your own. God gives you His heart for people because the anointing is not just for power, it's for service. Those with dangerous anointing carry love wrapped in authority, compassion wrapped in fire. People start coming to you for advice, prayer, comfort, and direction even when you're struggling yourself. They see something in you that you don't always see in yourself. Your life becomes a refuge for others because God has placed wisdom and peace inside you, even when you feel empty. Your voice carries weight. Your words carry healing. Your presence carries restoration. Another sign is that betrayal becomes a part of your journey. People you help turn against you. People you love walk away. This betrayal is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of elevation. Every anointed person goes through betrayal before breakthrough. It's God's way of disconnecting you from those who cannot go where He is taking you. Your dreams become clearer. Your visions become stronger. God speaks to you in ways that others around you may not understand. You start receiving warnings, instructions, and revelations that feel too real to ignore. This is heaven training your spirit for deeper assignments and greater authority. You also begin to crave holiness. Things that once entertained you now bother your spirit. You desire purity, peace, alignment, and righteousness. Your heart becomes sensitive to God's presence. You become careful with what you allow into your eyes, ears, and spirit. This hunger for holiness is one of the strongest proofs that the anointing is growing. People begin to favor you unexpectedly. You receive blessings you didn't chase. You walk into miracles you didn't ask for. Your name is spoken in rooms you have never entered. This is because the anointing attracts divine help. Heaven works behind the scenes on your behalf. You also notice that when you pray, things move. When you speak, things shift. When you worship, heaven responds. Your prayers carry weight because your anointing carries authority. God trusts your voice because he trusts your heart. And finally, you'll see that your life inspires and convicts at the same time. People admire your strength, your peace, your discipline, and your spiritual sensitivity. Others feel uncomfortable around you because your presence reminds them of everything they're running from. If you see these signs, you are not ordinary. You are not random. You are not overlooked. You are dangerously anointed, and heaven has placed a divine mark on your life. Continue to walk in faith, continue to trust God, and continue to protect your spirit. Your anointing is not just for where you are, it is for where God is taking you. And what is coming next in your life will prove why the enemy fought you so hard.